Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing great. Hope everything in your world is fine. The printer's running today, so hopefully it's not super noisy. Hopefully I'm kind of blocking the mic from that, and if not, I'll do some audio processing. And let me tell you, 3D printing is not yet a consumer level thing. And I knew that. I knew that when I bought the thing. But that doesn't mean it's any less frustrating when you buy a brand new toy and it doesn't work. But that's just the way it is with 3D printing. We're still not in the space where you could walk into a Walmart, buy a $300 printer, go home and make something. It's just not like that. This is a precision tool that has been built as cheaply as possible, which means that it comes pre-broke and you have to fix it. And that is essentially how it works for all 3D printers. I have heard otherwise. If you're going to spend $3,500, then sure, you can get a printer that you can take out of the box, set on a table, and go. But for a budget printer, for anything under say $600 or $800, if you're buying a printer in that $500 or less range, $600 less range, it's going to come pre-broke, and you're going to have to fix it. And so it's still not in a place where a normal person could walk in, buy a thing, and do something with it. And I knew it when I bought the thing that it was going to require quite a bit of effort on my part to set it up. There have been great stories of people who are like, oh, I got it, I took it out of the package, and it just worked great. Perfect, I'm glad for you. For me, that was not the case. And somebody commented yesterday that I see the buyer's remorse went away. I'm going to tell you, last night, it was back. I was kind of regretting things because it was just so freaking frustrating. The build plate on that is aluminum, which means that it's not flat. It's not flat out of the box. And when you're talking, a thickness of a sheet of paper is a thickness of the sheet of paper is how far that you need to be able to measure with this thing. 0.015 or 125 millimeters. That is minuscule. And so to try to get a precision machined piece of printed circuit board with aluminum, it just doesn't, it's not going to work. And so when I calibrated it, I got it set so that I had that perfect gap on the four corners. In the middle, I had about 6 sheets of paper gap, like a huge gap. And it was warped all along 2 axes, which meant that printing, I couldn't get the prints to adhere because they were way too far away from the nozzle. Essentially, there's a fan that blows like right down on the part, so super hot ball of liquid melting nastiness comes out of this thing and it's cooled instantly, so it bonds instantly. Well, if it has to travel too far, it's cooled before it ever touches anything, so it just becomes a mess. And I filmed some of it last night, and I will put together a video. I haven't done that yet. I was just frustrated, and like 10 o'clock I gave up and went to bed. And I have lots and lots and lots of little chunks of just messed up goo that never worked out. I would get part of the way through and it almost worked. Last night I made some little zipper pulls for the girls, and these are 2 failures of that. This is like the very first layer already failed. The last thing I did last night, I got a third of the way through the file to print these before one of them ripped off the bed because it became too warped and just completely failed. So, that sucks. But, here's 2 failed attempts, and today I have 2 successful prints. So here's a print for Alina. This is a little name tag for her. And here's one for Keely, which you're not going to be able to see the printing because it's got a white background. These are cool little zipper tags that I designed and made for them. I wanted this to be the first thing I printed on the printer, for them, because I knew that they were going to think it was a cool thing and they were going to get excited about it. These still warped a little bit, so I need to mess with my temperature settings some. They are pulling away. So, how did I fix it? Well, first of all, the bed is just a piece of crap, and hopefully Monoprice will send me a new one that's a little flatter, but if not, that's okay. What I had to do was put a piece of glass over it, which is common. It's a very common thing to do. So I went to Lowe's today, had them cut me a piece of glass to put on the bed, and I held that on with a couple of binder clips, like this. And I'll show you a little footage of these printing here on the screen. I held it on with some binder clips and sprayed it with spray adhesive. Now, most people use hairspray. I don't have any hairspray, but I do have a can of spray adhesive, and it worked fine. It worked great, actually. It's pretty tacky, and once the hot plastic hits it, it grabs pretty good, so that worked fine. The print that I'm printing right now is a print that comes on the card for this printer, so I'm going to have to check the code out and see. It's actually printing flawlessly, so I'm going to have to look and see what they did differently to get such a nice print. Because my code is a little bit off. I'm going to, it's a learning process. It's going to take me lots of prints to get this dialed in perfectly, and again, I knew that. Oh, the other thing I had to do, so the print bed, it's got 4 leveling screws, one in each corner that have springs underneath of them, and that's how you level it and get it, from being twisted. Well, the 2 front screws were sticking up above the surface of the bed. So the glass wouldn't sit on their level. It was sitting on those screws, not on the brim of the bed. So I had to take those screws out, and I took a, what's that called? Countersink bit in my drill, and I countersunk them deeper. Just bored out some of the aluminum. So that was another fix that I had to do. But it worked in the end. It's running now. I have my first successful print. They're a little bit sketchy. Some of the pieces didn't quite work right, but I can clean them up and nobody will notice. They look great. The girls are excited to have them. I'm excited to be able to make things for them. So all in all, I knew that there would be some growing pains with this technology. I just wasn't sure what that was going to be until today. Until last night. But here we are. We're printing things. I'm going to put together some videos this weekend, I'm sure, because I have lots of things I want to get working on as soon as I can get this thing dialed in properly. Oh, so today is, let's see. Today's Tuesday. I've had my mother-in-law's car for like 6 weeks or something because I needed to fix the truck. I got the truck fixed over the weekend. So I was really frustrated with this. I knew it needed glass, so I put this in the truck this morning. That's the beauty of it. Like the spool's hanging on it. There's no extra box. I just picked the thing up, put it in my truck. So I had it in the truck this morning, went to take off, and threw both the belts off, and one of them got chewed up in the fan. And so I didn't get to take the truck today. I had to take the bike, and I wasn't going to strap this thing to the bike. So hopefully I'll take it to work. I'll bring it to work back and forth so I can really get it dialed in, play with it some, let people at work see it, because we are interested in using this technology in the future for our classes and stuff. So yeah, it's good. It's good. It's a good printer. You just have to be willing to understand that if you buy something like this, this is a precision tool. And if you've never worked with any precision tools, it can be extremely frustrating if you don't have the mindset of you have to fix it before you can use it. It comes broke. So, that's all I have to say today. I'll be back. Oh, Keely, I'm going to show you this. She's working on learning how to make balloon animals. Maybe we'll do a video. If you like the balloon animal, please give her a big thumbs up and leave a comment, and we'll get her to do a video on how to make balloon animals. So thank you guys, as always, for being here, for watching me, for putting up with this nonsense that I spew every day. I really, really, really appreciate it. I would really appreciate it if you'd hit the thumbs up button for me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing that. It's just a button, and you're subscribed, and you get notified. And you can hit the little bell icon to get notified. So thank you. As always, if you have anything to say, please email me, CheveeDailyShed.com. Anything at all you want to say or share with the show, leave a comment below. Or don't forget, you can always call me at 304-602-7433. Leave me a voicemail and be a part of the show. I really appreciate your participating. So thank you so much for being here. I will see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from ShakespeareOnline.com. How many words did Shakespeare make up? That's interesting. Words Shakespeare invented that doesn't... Okay. The English language owes a great debt to Shakespeare. He invented over 1,700 of our common words by changing nouns into verbs, verbs into adjectives, connecting words never before used together, adding prefixes, suffixes, and devising words wholly original.